but a lot of people didn't notice you did on "Missing You" on the Biggie
Yeah,
album on the
one big yeah. A
Life
lot
After
of
Death.
people. Yeah, a lot of people never they don't know that because, like you said, check the credits. It's different now.
Yeah,
People are not really totally invested in the music, as much anymore. At least
yeah,
the physical product,
yeah.
at least the physical product, because they're not buying albums and they're not buying CDs or cassettes anymore. So, like Chop, when we came up, when we started, we bought albums and we bought, tapes, cassette tapes or CDs. And our first thing that we bought them for was to look at the credits and see who did what. And then me personally, the second, it was like how many open kicks and snares is
I
on
could
each
take exactly.
that I could take.
Like, we gonna start this episode off. Again, this is Chop Diesel, your host with Check the Credits podcast. This is a podcast where we kind of pay homage, show respect to a lot of the producers, songwriters, engineers, people behind the scenes who today don't get a lot of recognition because we don't see the credits anymore. So we don't know who did what's going on, who's the writer, who's the producer, unless you do your true due diligence and surf the internet, try to find out. So today, one of the hosts we have on here today, one of the guests we have on here today, has worked with the likes of Naughty by Nature, Queen Latifah, Jaheim. He's responsible for Jaheim's career. Next, Janae. He's worked with Biggie, D Nice, Mary J. Blige, countless amounts of artists. Great producer, legendary producer of the group Naughty by Nature. None other than my brother KG. How are you, my brother?
What's up, Chop? How you been, brother?
I mean, good. Still at it, still grinding, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Aren't we all, man? Not giving this up, man. This is what we love doing, man. So this is till the end, man. You know how I go.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I started out the introduction basically explaining the artists you work with, but if you want to go into it a little bit, can you tap into some of those records, some of the productions that you're involved in?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you mentioned, Next. Next is a group of mine I discovered out of Minnesota. So, they were signed to me and I produced their stuff. And shout out also too, especially from the production side, I want to give flowers to Lance and Prof from the group Low Key because they did the original Next. They were called Straightforward at the time, but they did
Okay.
their original demo. So when they came to me, they were, slightly polished already from a studio aspect, and that was because of Lance and Prof from the group Low Key. And obviously, Low Key came through Jimmy and Terry
Okay.
over there. So yeah, shout out to them. And I kept them involved with the project. Even, when I did my stuff, I put my touch on different things and did my records, but I also actually we did half the album together.
Okay.
That's some props. So that's the next story. Then obviously, Janae came through me through Flavor Unit. They I used to get all my demo tapes sent to Flavor Unit.
Okay.
And
Okay.
actually, somebody said that not too long ago to me, which is funny. They said, "Yo, okay, I remember meeting you." Actually, it was DJ. It was it was the DJ, one of the DJs. But anyway, somebody hit me on social media and they was like, "Yo, okay, I remember seeing you somewhere back in the days." And I told you I had a demo, and you told me send it to Flavor Unit. I was like, well, that's how I used to do it. Actually, that's
Yeah.
how I got Jaheim stuff, and that's
Oh,
how I
word.
found Jaheim. Jaheim demo was actually in the box sent to our Naughty Gear store down in Newark.
Oh,
So I got
wow.
him
Wow.
and
Okay.
Janae's demo was sent to Flavor Unit, and for me. But I listen to stuff, and I know people who always hear those stories. Oh, my demo tape always in the corner or in the box or somewhere.
Yeah.
But I actually listen to the stuff. So, I just wanted to share that story, man. So Janae came through Flavor Unit, a demo box sent to me in there, and I listened through the stuff. And Janae was one of a pick of the litter out of that stuff that I went through in there, and I was just like, wow, they're dope. So I reached out to them through that, And then once again, like I just mentioned, Jaheim came, in a demo box out of our Naughty Gear store down in North. So, it's hard. It's hard ways, and there's all kinds of ways that you can be discovered and you can get to people. It's just that it depends on how hard those people are digging in the crevices, or really, really, really trying to find artists, or really, really trying to find talent.
Word, word, man. And since this is check the credits, I saw the other day. I think it was online. I don't know if it was you posted it or somebody, but a lot of people didn't notice you did on "Missing You" on the Biggie
Yeah,
album on the
one big yeah.
Life
A lot
After
of
Death.
people. Yeah, a lot of people never they don't know that because, like you said, check the credits. It's different now.
Yeah,
People are not really totally invested in the music, as much anymore. At least the
yeah,
physical product,
yeah.
at least the physical product, because they're not buying albums and they're not buying CDs or cassettes anymore. So, like Chop, when we came up and we started, we bought albums and we bought, tapes, cassette tapes or CDs. And our first thing that we bought them for was to look at the credits and see who did what. And then me personally, the second, it was like how many open kicks and snares is on
I
it
could
on each
take exactly,
that I could take
exactly, exactly,
and
bro.
build up my library. So,
Another joint too. I don't know if people, I'm from the era, so I know, but it was a record that I loved at the time. It was an Easy E record. Only
yeah,
if you
only if
want
you
it.
want it.
I,
Only if you want it. Yep.
yeah, that was a crazy record at
Yeah.
the time, man. Naughty was
Yeah.
touching everything at that at
Yep.
that point in time.
Yep.
Quick question also about your production style, man. Um, what I always admired and respected about what you did, especially coming up in that time where everything was gritty, everything was underground, hard, crunchy snares and crackling and everything. And when you came through with Naughty, the production was just so polished, so finished. And I feel like even if I listen to the original album that you guys did, I don't know exactly how much production you did on it when you guys was New Style, but it just seemed a lot. It just seemed polished. It always seemed like you knew what you was doing from the very beginning.
Well, to be honest, I didn't, but it did. I did put my all into it, and I tried. I tried my best because I didn't have equipment at that time. But yeah, all of the
Okay.
new style stuff I did, those were my ideas. I didn't have no equipment, so it was all done in the studio.
Okay.
So I would
Okay.
take, the records and different stuff in the studio, just loop them, and basically hope the engineer can help me
Bring
get
it to
my
life.
ideas out,
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
was that I wanted to do.
That's how
And
we
then
all
even
started.
yeah, yeah, that's how it started. And then once we got the deal, actually, even most of the Naughty by Nature album, I didn't even have equipment yet. I got my first MPC, during that project, the
Oh,
first
okay.
project. So then it was probably like, I think Everything's Gonna Be All Right and Guard Your Grill, I think, were the only two records on the first album that I actually did in the MPC.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
everything else was done in the studio as well.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yep.
didn't know that. I remember around that time I was running around. That's kind of our lineage as well. Running around with Latifah and Shakim and
Yeah.
Apache and everybody. I remember that demo.
That's how I know you. Yeah,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that whole crew. Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Jersey City crew.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yes, sir. Rest in
Yeah.
peace to Double J. That was my.
Yes.
Dell brought me to meet 45 King, and my everything just went off from there, bro. That's when I was in
Yep.
rapper mode. I was a rapper
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
But even speaking of credits, like there's another record too that flies under the radar, that a lot of people don't even know I did. And that was Where I Wanna Be by Shade Shice
Oh,
out
I
of the
just pulled that up. Yeah, where I want to be with Nate
Yeah.
Dogg. Crazy. Another
Yeah,
crazy one.
With Nate Dogg. Yep.
Yeah.
And I can say another one too that a lot of people probably really don't know is that Good Life for Faith.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
The
Didn't
Good
know.
Life. The Good Life. It's off of Funk Master
Like,
Flex's
yeah,
album.
yeah.
Yup.
Another one, when I was digging through, I realized that you did the Deborah Cox is over now.
Yup. Yup. That's another one.
And
Yep.
a record I jammed out to. It's a slept on album, in my opinion. Legacy. You did one of my favorite tracks off there,
Yeah.
Coffee. And
Yup.
I've been listening to that for years. And literally,
Yep.
when I was doing some research for this, I realized you had production credit. I had no idea. And I always loved that Grover Washington sample. I always loved that.
Yep. Yep.
Killed
Thanks,
that.
man. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
man. And you also early on when we was all just sampling and just using the 950, the SB 1200s, you weren't afraid to incorporate live instrumentation, right?
Yeah. And like you mentioned, a lot of that was because, you know, I would go into the studio And it really, really came into play when we did the first album because I got introduced to Marion's recordings, and that was from Sugar Hill.
Okay.
Well, Bon Ami, that's
Bon
when we
Ami.
did the new style. We did the whole first album with new style. They put us in a studio called Marion Recording, and that was over there in actually over like off of 1 and 9, like in I forgot what it was what that city was called, but it's off of 1 and 9 going up towards Sea Caucus or
Okay.
whatever.
I think
Yeah.
Fairview or Fair something.
Fairview,
Yeah, something like that.
Fairview or something like that.
Yeah.
Yup, yup, yup. Exactly. That's exactly what it is, like Fairview or something like that. And anyway, so Dave, and that's why you hear even on OPP where Tretch says,
Dave,
Dave,
drop
drop
a
a
load
load
on
on.
them. Okay.
Yup. So
Okay.
Dave ran the studio, but Dave was also a keyboard player. So
Okay. Okay. So that
yes,
brings it full
yep.
circle. Makes sense.
Yes. So when I went in the studio with all my different ideas and my records and samples, Dave was an engineer, but he also would play keys on stuff for me.
Gotcha.
So that's where I started adding in all the flavor. I'll just be like, hey, Dave, let's add some keys. Let's do this. Let's play this. Let's do this. Here's the sample, but let's flip it. Play this over. Let's play this. Do this and do that. And I just started doing it like that.
Okay, okay. I apologize for the brief interruption, but I need y'all to stop for 1 second. Do me a favor. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. Then I need y'all to hit that like button. Then I need y'all to hit that notification bell. Also, if you can, I need you to comment, engage with me. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what guests you might want me to interview. Even if you got some questions you'd like me to ask them. You know what I'm saying? Just tap in with me. Also, if you get a chance, follow me on all social media platforms at It's Chop Diesel. You can follow the podcast at Check the Credits Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Okay, okay. Calm down. We back. We about to get right back to the regular scheduled programming. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on.
Yeah, and I think that's also a credit to your you know what I'm saying, your legacy is that a lot of us back then, we modeled ourselves after a lot of people, and a lot of those producers at the time did everything. They were hands on
Yeah.
from every aspect, but you was collaborating early on, which is what everybody does now. But
Yeah.
at that time,
Yeah.
you was collaborating early on and introducing other people. Another person I met and connected from you was Mufi, another dope
Yeah,
producer.
Mufi, yeah.
Yeah,
That's my homie. Yeah, I
yeah.
grew up with me and Mufi grew up on 18th Street together.
Okay,
He lived 2 houses down from me. Well, three
okay,
houses down.
okay.
Three houses down from me,
For
yep.
for all y'all out there, Mufi did the classic freestyle you always see with Big L and and Jay Z rapping on that Milkbone beat. That's a Mufi beat that Keep It Real.
Yeah. Also, and also too, a lot of people don't know too. Honestly, Mufi did UNITY with me. And Mufi actually bought me that sample.
Dope, dope, dope,
Yeah,
dope,
he
dope,
bought that to me. He was like, "Yo, check this
dope.
out." And me and him did it together. But yeah, that was his ear that caught that one.
Okay, okay, that's
Yeah,
dope. That's dope, brother. Um,
yeah,
looking, really going back and tapping into some of your placements, you got the chance to work with some of the greatest. You know what I mean? If you could pinpoint maybe a few, what are some of the best experiences in the studio you had? I know it has to be a lot because you work with everybody.
yeah. It's a lot. One dope. Well, obviously, I mean, it was Latifah. Being in studio with Liz was is always, will always be classic.
Yeah,
Because she put us on. She put us on. Her and Flavor Unit put us on. But even just her stardom and just everything about her aura, she's the queen. So, and then personally knowing her and being in the studio with her, it's just a whole different vibe. Because then you get to see who Dana is at
yeah.
that
There
point.
you go.
When you can chill out and it's just funny. She's just joking and just playing around. So it's a lot of history there. Um, Let me see. Obviously, the naughty stuff, man. Like we've been doing that stuff for years, man. So yeah, it's a lot of ups and downs in there with us, and me and Church going back and forth from a creative standpoint in the studio. But it's always been fun. It's always been great because we know at the end of the day we're going to get great, quality material out of it. So it's all worth it. And I think probably the one of the main things that I kind of really miss is that I had when I had the big house over there in Orange
Yeah,
and I had the studio in the back and even in the basement, it was a great vibe there. Like we played basketball out there
yeah.
and swim and just work. We just worked every day, all day, man. And the artist stayed there with me when we were developing next. and Janae. I mean, not Janae. Next, Jaheim and
Jaheim, yeah.
Coffee Brown.
Yep.
Jaheim and Coffee Brown. All
Oh
three of them.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
Yeah, I
remember.
was working on all three of them at the same time.
Okay,
And
okay.
and they yup, and they the guy from Fonz from Coffee Brown stayed there with me, and Next stayed there with me, and Jaheim stayed there with me. So they were all in there all day, every day, and we just worked every day. I had my writers and all that. Shout to the writing crew. Everybody would come through, and we would just just have fun. Honestly, man, it was just like an everyday thing, man. It wasn't no work. It felt like no work. Put it like that. We were working, but it felt like no work. So overall, I think I do miss those days though, of that just one, central location.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question, which obviously I'm sure. What do you prefer? We in a different day and time, technology, everybody all over the place. Now it's emailing beats and sending beats and songs through the phone. Um, which do you prefer? Quite obviously, I'm sure I know, but for the people out there, which do you prefer?
I mean, I try to just give people what they want, man. I mean, even when it comes to even doing making music or doing beats, if it's not my cup of tea and I don't love it, I mean, hey, listen, you love it. I mean, you like it, I love it. So if that's what you want, I'm not gonna argue with, the client is always right. So you can't argue with them. So if it's something that they want, then I'm gonna give it to you. And I try to keep up on the technology side of it. I don't want to be that guy that'd be like, oh, you old or you played out and you're not yeah, you're not up on what's going on. So I
Yeah,
try to stay up to what's going on, stay up to date. And I stay within time, but at the same time, without, sacrificing my integrity of what it is I do, and especially the quality of what it is, and that I try to do. So sending beats and giving people beats is fine, but I ultimately it's always still great to sit down and vibe out with the artist, understand what they into, what they trying to, accomplish and what they trying to connect to and work from there. So I still like that part of it, but I've done both. And I'm fine
yeah.
with doing either way, sending out beats or sitting down with the person.
What do you prefer? I mean, we're in a different day and age now too, as well as terms of majors and independent label, work and working on both sides. What do you prefer from a producer standpoint? If someone hires you as a producer, do you prefer a major situation, or you cool with independent or independent artists reaching out? Obviously with some form of budget, not just reaching out.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, even without budgets and all that stuff, man, like there's so many people out here, even because I was on that side one day. I mean, once upon a time.
Yeah,
So not one day, but once upon a time, I was on that side trying to get on and trying to do things. So I get it. And I try to keep myself grounded from that aspect and understand and see and say, like, listen, man, I was once that person. So I try to, pay it forward from that standpoint. So there's with that being said, there's so many up and coming guys out of Jersey, and different people that I do favors for, man. Like, and I'll just do stuff for them, man, because I see them grinding. I respect they grind. I see what it is that they doing, I may take to it and like what they're doing. So I'll reach out and just be like, hey, man, like I got some beats or whatever. If you want to do something or whatever, if you need something from me, let me know. And a lot of them tend to reach out to me, and I'll do it. But at the same time, there is a lot of people that will reach out to you and just be like, hey, man, whatever, I'm working on a project, just send beats. I mean, it's just like, so that's the weird part of it.
yeah.
You're like, okay, well, who are you? Like, hey, what are you? Like, but to even go back to answer your question as far as the indie versus major, obviously, it's this the major thing because it's bigger and better, but ultimately, man, like, across the board, it's cool because I'd rather, do something with it than it just sitting on my laptop, man, at the same time, too, man. Like, just get it out there and work my catalog overall.
Most
So I'll
definitely.
just try to flood the streets with my catalog. So because you never know, like these new dudes and with the new music business and the way it is, it may be the dude next to you that nobody knows, but as soon as you put a record out with him
With
and
them.
it blows up and out the blue, now there's something there. So there's always that side of it. Well, I mean that's always ringing off in this ear, and then the other side is like, okay, well, who are you? So yeah, so you got to try to balance it out, man, and figure it out.
Got you, man. We sped up, we jumped around, got around real fast, but I want to take it back a little bit and really
Yeah.
talk about the introduction. Like, how did you actually get into producing? Like, where did all of this start? How did you build a group? How did these things start?
Well, I mean, it started off number one, just for the love of music. Just I used to like as a kid, we used to always my parents like my parents are from South Carolina,
Okay.
from Chester, South Carolina. So, well, my father, is from Rock Hill, Chester, and my mother's from South Carolina as well. But my father's family is where we used to always go down every summer. So we used to take these long drives, and my father used to just play the 8-track tapes in the car and just sing these old soul records all the way down. So
Uh,
we all knew the records and we would all listen to all of those records. So I was introduced to all of these different artists early on and young as a young kid. So the love of the music was instilled in me from that. And then once I saw, the movie Wild Style.
Okay, okay. I apologize for brief interruption, but I need y'all to stop for 1 second. Do me a favor. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. Then I need y'all to hit that like button. Then I need y'all to hit that notification bell. Also, if you can, I need you to comment, engage with me. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what guests you might want me to interview. Even if you got some questions you'd like me to ask them. You know what I'm saying? Just tap in with me. Also, if you get a chance, follow me on all social media platforms at It's Chop Diesel. You can follow the podcast at Check the Credits Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Okay, okay. Calm down. We back. We about to get right back to the regular scheduled programming. Come on, y'all. Come on.
And I saw Flash, DJing in the kitchen in that set. I just was like, wow, like that is so dope. And then hip hop was starting to come around. I would see people walking around with BBDs and all that stuff, and they had Adidas and their Pumas and all that. So the
yeah.
culture was starting in graffiti. The culture was starting to embed itself around. But like I said, once that movie came out and I went and saw that movie and I saw that, I was just amazed by it. So I just started and back to Mufi. Me and Mufi both started together.
Okay.
We Yeah, we started together and we started, every day after school, just messing around with DJing and all that. And Mufi ended up getting some. His father owned like a little corner store.
Okay.
So at the time, Mufi had more money than me. So yeah, he could afford it. So he bought some little small sampler, and we started
Okay.
messing around with the sampler. So, I
Okay.
gotta credit Mufi a lot. Like he was definitely there with me at the beginning. Me and him together. I was I was starving a little more than him, so my drive was a
A little
little
bit
more than
hard. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
a little more of a harder drive than him.
Got you.
But I do credit him for being a partner with me, to share the vision with me, because I didn't do it
Definitely.
alone. So it wasn't like I was sitting there by myself and I was bored doing something by myself. It was me and him. It was a couple of us, but it was primarily me and him, trying to learn how to DJ and trying to, eventually getting into sampling and doing stuff. And then it evolved from there.
Got you. Got you. So when I go back, and I can remember this time vividly because I think we all was on the same type of a. You guys had a deal already, but as new style. But at that
Yeah.
time, we were shopping a demo. I think I had met with Dub. I had met Double J, and we had went to 45 King's house. And I believe that summer I met Stretch at the New Music Seminar, the one of the battles or something. He was in a battle, I think, and I met
Yeah,
him
he
around that.
was.
Yeah,
He was before we came out.
yeah,
Yep.
I remember that. But when everybody was giving Shy the demo and 45 King they demos and we was working, I just remember them Shakim playing some of y'all songs. This was early. This is some of those records actually were on the Naughty by Nature, the original album. But
Yeah, yeah.
one thing yeah, that
That
was
was our
demo,
demo.
yeah.
Yep.
But what I remember in comparison to what we all were doing, you guys were making songs then, like real songs, and it was night and day what the rest of us was kind of doing. We were making, we was rapping, it was nice, but they weren't songs. They were great rhymes and great beats sometimes, but they weren't great songs. I wanted to know, did you guys like sit and did you plan out like, look, we're gonna make hits? Like your first record is an undeniable smash to this day. Like,
Yeah. What happened is that, like you said, we came off that New Style project. So we got a taste in a little and sort of seeing like what it took a little bit. And we saw like I'm not gonna say failure, but we saw like being students of the game, like you said, and when you talk about checking the credits, we checked credits and we studied and went to shows. We watched everybody live. I'm talking about everybody. We would go to every concert, watch it and study. And then even before we even started off, we came from the talent show era, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like our thing was like we were straight doing shows and talent shows. So we had no records. So our whole thing was to win the talent show by getting the crowd going.
Yeah.
So us by getting the crowd going, we worked off these routines and these different things. So it was already embedded in us that, hey, you got to get the crowd going. And if we could do this without a record, once we get a record, we're going to apply that same chemistry and that same formula to the records. And we just took our time doing that exact thing once we got the real deal and to start working on our Naughty by Nature project. We was just like, yo, we're going to approach this record like we had a show.
Got you. Yeah, that was definitely intentional then.
Yeah.
Ironically speaking about the shows, that again back then I was in rapper mode, and I remember performing at, I don't know if it was Club 88. It was either Club 88 or Zanzibar. This is taking you back. So it had to be around 90, 91, somewhere. But it was before your album. 88. Yeah, somewhere around there. And we performed. Well, we was about to perform. I think you guys was performing before. I was like, who? Y'all had the entire place on fire. Like the routines. And y'all didn't have a record out. I'm going, we got to go on after that. Who are they and what is that? I'm not going out there and rap after that. Y'all had the whole routine, the whole stage show, the presence. Everything was done. It was real polished at that time. And this is pre Naughty by Nature. This is pre-OBB. It was just like,
yeah,
like
y'all
definitely had it. So
yeah, we were doing that, and to be honest, it's the same thing. Like that's how we met you. Not met you guys because we kind of was already around you guys, and we kind of sort of knew you guys, but we were trying to get at you guys. Our whole thing was to really show you guys that we were dope because our whole plan was to get with you guys and to get with the Flavor Unit. Yeah, because it was like
that was Jersey.
Flavor Unit is the MCs here, like these are the MCs.
Yeah,
like we doing our own thing and we're slightly different, but we want to be a part of that crew.
Yeah.
So we were just like, yo, they in the house, we in the house, let's rock.
Definitely.
And that's why, and it ultimately came down to we threw a party at Uppsala College, and we invited the whole crew over there. Shakim included, everybody came through. And then that's when, Shakim finally said, hey, you know what? Let's sit down, let's talk, But yeah, that was always our plan, is to get you guys eyes on us, man.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, like, yo, we got it. Like, we think we dope enough. We think we here, but we need the politics, man. We need to get to Flavor Unit, man.
Word. So, I mean, bringing it up to date, man, let the people out there know what you got going on right now.
Well, we're doing the Illtown Sluggers movement. We have Slugga Music, me and Vin, and we're developing artists. We got brand new artists. Actually, you know what? Too, I'm working with who actually I've been working with him for years, and he's still working with me, and we're doing some stuff. My man, BK.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
that's my guy, man.
Jersey City.
Yes,
that's
sir.
Right.
Double X Posse.
Double X Posse.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So BK's in the crew. He's still around, and he's still rocking out with us. So actually me and BK working on this girl named Anaya.
Okay.
Doing some R&B project with her. And then I'm also developing a guy named Bully Boy Fresh. He's from East Orange. He's from the hometown over there with us.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm doing him on the hip hop side. Yep. And we're developing a bunch of different things, man, a bunch of different artists. And through the Slugga movement, Slugga music movement. And then we also have the group that we do is called Illtown Sluggers. That's me, Vin, and Slugga, the DJ.
Okay.
And we do hype sets. So we DJ and hype set with that. And we pulling our homie, another Jersey guy, DJ Doughboy.
Okay, so I know Doughboy. Yeah.
So Doughboy is a part of our special teams with the Illtown Sluggers movement. So us, me, Vin, and Slugga, along with Doughboy, we do our sets, DJ sets, and all that stuff. So we setting it off, man, and we, we putting it together, man, and it's been coming together, and it's pretty dope. And also too, I have another guy Sean Louisiana. He reminds you of like a Sam Cooke kind of throwback guy.
Okay.
So yeah. So me and my man Belay with Muhammad, like we're we
shout out to Belay with dope. The Clutch.
Yeah.
Dope
Yep.
songwriter, dope singer,
Yes.
dope artist
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
Always been dope.
Belay was incredible. Yep. Yep. So we're developing Sean as well. So I have a few things in the can that I'm working on. And also, before I go out, before we go,
okay.
I mean, I wanna let people know too. We got this Next by Nature project.
Oh yeah,
coming.
we can't forget that. We can't forget that. All right.
And we got a crazy record on there called All of You with that Chop produced. That you produced.
Along with Light Fingers.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that project, man. It's coming, it's really dope. And also too, man, time flies. We're celebrating 30 years of Hip Hop Hooray.
Oh wow.
This is the 30th anniversary this year of 1903, our second album, man. So like you said, I mean, like I'm saying, like time flies, man. It seemed like it was just yesterday that we came out with that record, y'all. But that was 1903. That was 93. We came out with Hip Hop Hooray. So we celebrating all year, man. All year 23. We celebrating.
Quick question. I've never in life heard this ever before till the other day I was online. Somebody was doing a breakdown. The internet's crazy, and maybe you can clear this up. Somebody was doing a sample breakdown of Hip Hop Hooray.
Oh God!
And it said that it was co-produced by Eazy-E. Did you see that? Yeah, that's the same face. I said co-produced. They was doing a breakdown. Only it's one thing in there that I'm a B-head, so I know that I can hear it there.
You know what's going on in there.
But it was one sample. They didn't. That's what I said.
It
didn't produce. I didn't even understand that. And somebody has a video. It's a I would say somewhat credible page for the most part. They're sharing like breakdowns of samples and songs, but that one came up and I was like, Eazy-E didn't produce that. I don't know if they mixing up the fact that y'all worked with him on Only If You Want It.
I think they mixed it up. The fact that we worked with him on Only If You Want. And the thing is that we worked on him with those records during Hip Hop Hooray because
exactly. And he's in the video.
He's in the Hip Hop Hooray video.
Yeah. And I remember
that. He's in the video because he was up here at the time and we were working on him. Yeah. So I think that that's the toss up.
Yeah, but when I saw that, I said, Eazy-E. Come on, no.
No
disrespect, Eazy. We love Eazy-E too. That's not disrespect. We just don't know him for that. Definite. So, and on that note there, brother, we tapped in everything we need to tap on and touch on. So, again, I have all the links for everything he has going on, anything y'all want to get at him with. Also, shout out your Instagram so people, if they want to get at you via Instagram or whatever social media platform you use.
Yeah, I'm KGNBN, like Naughty by Nature, KGNBN. And then we also have the Naughty by Nature Forever Instagram as well. So you can find me on either one of those platforms. I'm always out there. I'm always answering. I'm doing any and everything out here. So,
Okay, y'all. So we wrapping up. Remember to check the credits, y'all. Peace.
Peace.